What's going on? It's Monday night, which means Monday Night Football. And it's the week of Christmas, so I might be a little more high energy than normal because the big guy loves this time of season. What's going on, new guy? I'm the Degenerate 75. I'm a high-limit DFS player who focuses only on two sports, football and golf. And don't look now, golf's right around the corner. I fucking love golf. I'll tell you, but it's football. I love football too, but I'm missing golf, okay? So anyways, what you need to know is I think I just came up with this literally before I came on the air. DraftKings sent out this sick-ass sweater. Look at this thing. Boom. I'm giving it away. It's a large. They sent it to me for, paying the rake all year. And because of that, I'm going to give it away. To be in there, all you have to do is simply just go leave a comment on this video or go like and retweet on Twitter. I'll be doing a giveaway. Also, you can do it on the Thursday night show and the Saturday show. I'll probably just give it away on the Saturday show, to be honest, because if you don't know, NFL is happening Saturday. If you like the cut of my jib, come check out my schedule. The Touchdown Hoedown will actually probably be out Friday this week, seeing that the main slate is on Sunday. So be looking out for that. Plan accordingly. Let's get going. We got to get going, all right? Oh, by the way, what should you comment here? Comment whatever the hell you want, okay? Keep it positive, please. It's the holiday season. Don't be a dickhead. All right, here's what I want to talk about. Contest selection, it's where we always start. If you don't know, you need to know. The first thing I would tell you about contest selection is this. If you have a spicy take tonight, right, you have a good feel for how this game's going to play out, especially if it's one that's, counter to the narrative, which the most common narrative tonight is going to be, probably a 4-2 Packers build with a Packer in the captain spot, right? And that's going to be pretty conventional. No surprise. The Rams are basically like a, all backups team at this point, so that makes sense. But say you have some spicy take that this game's going to shoot out, or maybe the Rams completely dominate this game and win something like 20-3 or something like that, and you have a strong conviction in it. What I want you to do is I want you to go make your primary lineup. And because you're just making one lineup, go find a good single entry format that you like, whether that's the $100 single entry, the $50, the $12, whatever your budget is, right? And then what I want you to do is I want you to take that, and I want you to just go take one piece out of that lineup, right? Just one piece. Maybe go take out, Van Jefferson and go put in Tutu Atwell or something, right? Or a piece that are largely connected, right? That make a lot of sense. If this piece could do well, then this piece could do well, right? Maybe go have the Packers defense or whoever's in your lineup and maybe go switch it out to Mason Crosby, right? Something like that. Just one piece. Because how often does this happen to you where you'll have a great core, you nailed the script, and you have 5 of the 6 pieces right? And if you would have just taken one piece and just switched it out with one right next to it, you could have really hit big. So go do that with about 3 or 4 different variations of that lineup. You go build the lineup you love, build that, go put it in a good format of a single entry, then just go take one piece and switch it out, put that in another single entry that you're comfortable playing in. Then go take out another piece and go switch it out and put that in another single entry, right? But make sure that those one-off pieces stay consistent to the script that you're trying to play. And you'd be amazed if your script hits how much just having those little one-off pieces can make all the difference. Now, instead of 289th, you are in a 7-person train for first place, right? Just because you made that one little extra switch. It's also really great if you don't know which running back to play, just go play, go build your lineup and then just switch out freaking Akers for Kieran Williams. There you go. It's a piece of cake. So that's what I want you to do with contest selection tonight. I also want you to keep that to either single entry or 3 maxes because there's no sense in ever entering a contest where you're not going to max enter it. So there's your lesson today with contest selection. This is for the people that just have a lineup that they really like and they want to build that one lineup they like. Now we're just making tweaks instead of having a whole pool of 12 to 15 players that we're mixing and matching, right? Okay, there. That was the lesson for today. If you don't know, come get in the best contest on DraftKings because it's literally nothing to enter and you get to make a Millionaire Maker ticket with me. If you win, second place gets a free month on my Discord. So come hop in it. It's for the week long. That'll be this Saturday. See, week 16 up there. Get in there. Give a quick shout out to my dude, Low Daddy 09, who won this week. Congratulations. He's already reached out to me. We will be making a Millionaire Maker ticket this weekend and hopefully shipping $1 million on, Christmas fucking Eve. Let's go, motherfather. Hey, while you're here, make sure to drop a like, a sub, and turn on those notifications because some people say they don't get my videos. And if you don't know, YouTube fucking hates me. So help me out. Help me get to 2,200. We're growing at a nice, consistent pace. I appreciate you. All right, let's talk about the game tonight. If you don't know, here's the weather. It's in Green Bay, the frozen tundra. And it actually will be pretty frozen tonight. I believe 32 is at which at the point we get frozenness. And it's going to be cold tonight. It's going to be cold. But it's Green Bay. They're used to playing in cold. What I would note is there is not going to be any precipitation. That's notable. There's not going to be any wind, so that's notable. So it's just playing in the cold. And if you don't know, cold does not affect DFS scoring nearly the way that rain, snow, and wind do. So I'm not worried about the weather. Okay, yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to play the Rams play in a dome, they can't play good outside in the cold. Okay, well, that's your fucking narrative. You run with it. I think it's stupid, but you know what? It's your money. You do whatever you want, big guy. Yeah. By the way, if you're one of those guys that play in that, you should probably go play in the $15 scratch off contest too. You'll do great. All right, here we go. Here is the game tonight. These are the inputs. As you can see, it's an under a 40-point total. Anytime you get under a 40-point total, it usually tends to be a sloggy game. And, I don't know why the NFL every week says, hey, what's the most boring game we could put in primetime? That one. Let's do it. And you know what? The NFL has a goal, and they reach it. You gotta give them credit, NFL. There you go. But as you can see, not only is it under 40, it's the Packers by 7, which I believe gives the Rams like a implied total of like 2 points. Okay, I'm joking. It's 16, but that's still very, very low, right? So Vegas is saying the Rams ain't gonna do shit tonight. And so that's why the prevailing narrative is going to be the Packers in 4-2 builds. I think you'll even see a lot of Packer 5-1 builds. So if you have a spicy take, which, by the way, don't forget to hang around until the end to hear my spicy take, okay? That's my new segment. I do a spicy take at the end. Hang around for it, you motherfather. I buried the lead when I started talking about the DraftKings sweater. So if you have a take tonight that the Rams can score offensively, well, this could be a tremendous time to get a 4-2 Rams build in because it's going to be so counter to what everybody's going to do. Hell, you could probably even get away with a 5-1 Rams build and get really, really weird. But then you got to start asking yourself, is there really 5 Rams that I like? And if the answer is yes, well, then try it. I don't know if I can get the 5 Rams tonight, but it is a way to be different. Okay, so let's go run the Sims. This is just with the generic inputs in. And as you can see, when we run the Sims, the player who shows up in the optimals the most is Aaron Rodgers. Okay, no surprise. He shows up in the optimals 74% of the time. And it's very simple, right? It's because there's not a lot of great options in this game, okay? Not a lot of great options to play. Last night in the game, there was tons of pay-up options. DraftKings had even the slap dicks priced up. But in this one, there are so many really good mid-tier and pay-down options that it's super easy to go pay up this game. And no point is better illustrated than this with Aaron Jones, right? Aaron Jones, 11,200 tonight, the most expensive player on the board. And as you can see, he's actually showing up as the second highest owned projected player at 71%. And anytime a guy is over 70%, you got to ask yourself the question, why is he so highly owned? And typically the question will be it's somebody like Christian McCaffrey or Jalen Hurts where they're just so incredibly safe in any possible game script that they're going to get there no matter what. So people, are just playing the odds that I got to have this guy in my lineup, right? But Aaron Jones is the second most popular guy tonight for a different reason. And it's just because of roster construction. It is so easy to pay up to 11,200 tonight and still build a lineup that won't make you vomit in your mouth that people are just naturally playing Aaron Jones because rule number 1 of DraftKings is people spend their fucking salary, okay? People don't like to leave $4,000 on the table for their Showdown lineups, okay? So if we know that, that's why Aaron Jones is getting ownership because it's just so easy to get an $11,200 guy in your lineup tonight relative to how it is on most slates. So this is an important distinction to remember that Aaron Jones is going to be super popular tonight, not because he's some smash play with this super safe floor, but simply just because of the ownership game, right? Like, or the roster construction game, which then affects his ownership, right? So I would keep that note. Like I am not afraid to die on the fading Aaron Jones train, right? Fading Jalen Hurts, fading Christian McCaffrey, fading, some of these usage monsters in Showdown games is usually a death sentence. But Aaron Jones, I mean, whatever, brother. As you can see, he's actually one of the most negatively leveraged plays I've ever seen at negative 35%, meaning that he only shows up in the optimals 36% of the time, yet he's going to be, 71% owned. That means that he is almost twice as likely to not be in the optimal as he is going to be owned. That's incredible leverage. So for me, Aaron Jones, you got to really love some Aaron Jones or have a script in which you think Aaron Jones tears it up. And we all know Aaron Jones has those random 4 touchdown games where he's God. But for every one of those, he has 4 games where he's a fucking slapdick. So just remember that, Bob. I'm not telling you who to play. I don't give a shit who you play. It's your narrative. It's your script. You do it. I'm just walking you through why he's so popular. All right, so we're going to start by talking about Green Bay. All right, Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, super safe floor and has a high ceiling, right? This game, they have a 24-point total, which is pretty respectable. His price tag is more than acceptable, and it's hard to see a way in which the Green Bay scores 24 points and Aaron Rodgers doesn't get at least 18 DFS points, right? So he seems very, very safe. The question is should you put him at captain? As you can see, he actually shows up in the captain rate more than any other player, and I think that's largely due to who the hell is he going to throw the ball to. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, the Packers seem to have all their wide receivers back, and yes, they have some guys that are on the field more than others, but if you think that you know clearly who the Packers' number one receiver is, I got one word for you. Bullshit. I don't believe you. No one knows. No one knows. If you do, if you have some insider information, you use that. Maybe send me a DM because I would love to know. Yes, we know that Watson and we know that Lazard seem to have taken over being the top two receivers. They're getting more targets. They're on the field more. That does lead to them being there. But you're telling me you can't see a game and where Randall Cobb goes off tonight? You know, Randall Cobb with his 8 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown? You're telling me that Robert Tonyan, which, by the way, is one of the highest leveraged Packer players, right? If you want to play guys that are on the field, Robert Tonyan's on the field almost every damn play and runs a route almost every damn passing play. So you're telling me he can't get there? I mean, are we really going to say that? You're going to tell me old Romeo Doubs, who's way overpriced, can't just go catch his random bomb? He's back. He's playing. These are questions you got to consider. But the point is that we may not know who by the way, Aaron Jones even catches passes. We may not know who's going to catch Aaron Rodgers' passes, but we know that people are going to be catching them. That's what makes Aaron Rodgers such a good play tonight. Pairing him up correctly is going to be the play. Or maybe you just go the complete opposite and you say maybe it's an A.J. Dillon night and maybe he just runs over everybody and tears it up tonight. As you can see, he's actually the third most likely guy to show up in the optimals tonight. So maybe you play the A.J. Dillon narrative, go pair him up with a Robert Tonyan, and then go play 4 Rams. Just something to consider, right? The last thing we want to talk about with Green Bay is if you really think that they are going to be whooping that ass tonight, I think you got to be all about Green Bay's defense, and you got to be all about our boy Mason Crosby, right? Although Mason Crosby is showing up as one of the worst leverage plays on the slate tonight, but if you're playing the Packers blowout, you're going to need a little bit of pay down options. Those are 2 very good options that would be correlated to a Packers ass whooping, okay? So on the flip side of that, let's talk about the Rams, who are a hot fucking mess. By the way, my spicy take will have to do with the Rams, so you'll have to hang around to hear that one. First of all, Baker Mayfield was actually looked pretty good last game for them, which is pretty incredible, seeing he had had the playbook for 3 days. As you can see, he's one of the best leveraged players on the slate at 18.4, meaning that he is going to show up in the optimals far more than he is going to be owned. Anytime I can get a quarterback at under 35% ownership, I almost always play him. I do understand that Baker Mayfield is not always the greatest DFS option. He's just not a great DFS quarterback, but you know what? I'm an OU fan, and I love Baker. But I will say this. If you're going to go with a 4-2 Rams build, I think that Baker's probably going to want to be in it, right? I feel like if the Rams are going to win this game, Baker probably will get to 16 points. And at 10,000 in a sloggy type game, that will probably get it done. Yes, I think there's no chance he gets you 25 to 30 points tonight. No chance. He will not break the slate. Matter of fact, I love Baker Mayfield as a flex play, not so much as a captain play. So who do we pair with him? Well, the obvious one is going to be Higbee and Van Jefferson. They're going to be, the pay-up options, but even there, they're both in the 6,000, so it gets very, very easy to stack our boy Baker Mayfield. Higbee and Jefferson actually were lower on the total chart last week when Baker was the quarterback, so you do got to be aware of that, but they are on the field. Van Jefferson does run the most routes. Higbee is always on the field. They run plays just for him, so he's very viable. Maybe you could just say last week was a blip on the radar and that they'll get back to getting to their more, usage monster players in Higbee and Van Jefferson this week. But you also cannot forget our boy Skowronek. I know how to say it. I'll say however I want. Brandon Powell, Tutu Atwell. All some nice punt options. Tutu Atwell, you can see coming in at 44%. He's the Aaron Jones for the Rams tonight. He did get a ton of targets last night. He is a nice $4,400, which works in any lineup, and they do seem to get him the balls. Nice. Get him the ball in many different ways. And so because of that, you have to ask yourself, do I want to eat that Tutu Atwell chalk? Or maybe last week was just an anomaly. And this week, the water finds its level. I think the last thing you want to consider here for the offensive side of the ball is what to do with the Rams running back. It's a lot like the Patriots running back from the last 10 years until they found Stevenson. Who the hell knows? Okay, Cam Akers is going to probably start, but there is a path for Kieran Williams to come in and do well. They seem to go with a hot hand quite a bit there, so I would not play these two running backs together, but if you have a hot take that one's going to have a good game, I think you can go with that guy because there's a good chance they might see 15 to 18 touches in that. The last one to consider is I really think that the Rams defense is a sneaky play tonight, right? Aaron Rodgers is he might be dusty, right? He might be dusty. And if Aaron Rodgers is going to be dusty, give me some Rams defense getting after his ass, right? Especially if they get ahead and Aaron Rodgers is being forced to throw. That's more chances for sacks, more chances for interceptions, pick sixes, all of those things, right? And a great one, in almost any format, I think that Gay is the better kicker option here because the Rams just aren't going to be as efficient on offense. And because of that, that's going to lead to more field goals. A Rams blowout, I could see Gay getting there. A Rams getting blown out, I could see Gay getting there. A slogfest, a 16-13 game, Gay will definitely get there, right? So he's a very viable option, okay? Just think about your roster and make sure it makes sense. As far as any super punts tonight, I feel like Brandon Powell. I mean, he's one, as you can see, the optimizer loves him. Romeo Dobbs, he's too expensive, but I feel like because he's so expensive, that's what makes him appealing. And then from there's not a lot of great options. Sammy Watkins, I guess, will probably see the field a little bit. But here's what I would say. Well, look at all these great options in the 4, 5, and 6,000s. You don't need those punts in your lineups tonight, right? So don't put a punt in there just to put a punt. All right? So that is it. Hang around for my spicy take in 1 second. If you don't know, I have a Discord, which is connected through my Patreon website coming soon. What is life? What is life? So come check that out if you want to be a part. Growing every day. Appreciate all those motherfathers. Give me a follow on Twitter. I think I'm going to post this and allow people to get in the old sweatshirt drawing. So go like and retweet over there. You can get 2 names on the wheel. And lastly, here's the spicy take for the game tonight. That man, Baker Mayfield. Am I telling you Baker Mayfield is good at DFS and he's a smash play tonight? No, I don't give plays. But here's my spicy take. If you're going to play him, most people are going to pair him with Tutu Atwell because he saw so many targets last week. Here would be my play. This is how you get really, really contrarian. Not only do you consider Baker Mayfield in the flex, but you look to play him with guys that didn't get a ton of targets last week, namely Van Jefferson and Tyler Higbee. Everybody is overreacting. If you want to play him with Scourneck, go ahead, brother. But I would tell you, Higbee and Van Jefferson, let water find its level. Everybody's going to overreact to who he threw to in week 1. So a Baker Mayfield, Van Jefferson, Tyler Higbee, if the Rams play well, that will be a stack that will be so criminally underowned for what it offers. Okay, if you think the Rams are going to get blown out, ignore this part. But if you're thinking a sneaky Ram stack tonight, go play the guys that didn't get a ton of targets last week and play the old overreaction game and play the guys that we know are on the field the most, the guys that we know are going to get the most routes, and just assume that will equal targets. Okay. I appreciate you guys coming by. Come check out my schedule. Don't forget to go leave a comment, anything you want, as long as it's positive. I'll get you in the drawing for it. Come check out the schedule. Hope you like the cut of my jib. Like and subscribe. Kick some ass. Send me a screenshot tonight if you win. But most importantly, in the meantime, enjoy this outro, you motherfather.